Shalom. All praises, blessings, glories, and honors to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to my elder apostles and bishop elders of a great millstone who taught me this truth, as well of men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad, which means peace and mercy, to the elect of the nation of Israel, whom you so call Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the seed line of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom are scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. To you I say Shalom, beginning with the 144,000 prophets, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, willing, this lesson is edifying and informative. 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. In the news from the RT, most Americans see border crisis as invasion. Poll. A new survey has shown that U.S. voters of all political stripes believe their country is being overrun by illegal aliens. Nearly 2/3 of U.S. voters see the record influx of illegal aliens crossing the nation's southern border as not just a crisis, but an invasion. A new Rasmussen Reports poll has found. Now, these people that have been migrating here to America, Babylon the Great, over the past several months, for the very most part, are Israelites of the tribe of Asher. You also have Israelites of the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that are mingled amongst them, that have been migrating here so-called illegally to America, Babylon the Great. Some to receive salvation, others to receive destruction. And in the times that we are about to enter into, that is the times of Jacob's trouble, for this is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. We will see men having no pity upon their neighbors, especially these so-called aliens, these so-called immigrants. And by the way, this land, which is North America, which includes the U.S. and Canada, belonged to Gad, Reuben, and Issachar. But we understand that according to biblical prophecy, a troop overcame Gad, and that troop was the American cavalry. And fast forwarding, here we are today with the Edomites in rulership, beginning with their elites. And so a lot of Israelites that are coming here to America, Babylon the Great, through dangerous means, hazardous means, are coming here to receive judgment. Some to be put to flight, while others to be delivered because they're of the elect. And when people don't have anything to lose, They do whatever it takes to survive. It says nearly, again, 2/3, which according to biblical prophecy concerning Israel, 2/3 of the nation of Israel will be cut off and die here in America, Babylon the Great. But the third, that is the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, whom are the elect, will be delivered out of America, Babylon the Great, by the hands of our Lord Yahweh through his Son and our Lord Yahweh Shai from a thermonuclear destruction. Ultimately. But before that, the Lord will deliver his elect from various evils. The word evil means bad time. Eve means time, ill means bad. Because we will experience many bad times ahead, especially during the times of Jacob's trouble. But again, as it is written in the book of Daniel chapter 12 and Jeremiah chapter 30, the latter end of the verse 6, but he shall be saved out of it. And Daniel the 12th chapter proves that the he is the elect. All right? It says, of the U.S. voters, see the record influx of illegal, so-called illegal, aliens crossing the nation's southern border as not just a crisis, but an invasion. A new Rasmussen Reports poll has found. The survey released on Monday shows that 65% of voters believe their country is being invaded. A majority of respondents in every demographic, category, including 73% of Hispanics, 74% of blacks, 63% of women, and 55% of Democrats, 80% of Republicans, and 70% of voters under age 40 agree with the statement that it's very accurate or somewhat accurate to call the flood of illegal migrant crossings an invasion. Just 50% of U.S. adults believe that it's not at all accurate. And a lot of these so-called migrants that come here and that came here are going back to their homelands because they see that this is not what they'd been fed growing up. This place is not this great golden land where you just come and you're going to automatically get rich overnight, as they were led to believe. They said they come here and they see that this place is actually worse than their homelands, even though it may appear to be beautiful on the outside, yet is there nothing but corrosion in the inside. It's imploding. Even more voters, 72%, believe the situation at the border is a crisis. Similarly, 70% of Americans, including 63% of Democrats, see border security as a vital national security interest. The poll shows, ain't that what Trump wanted? Think about it. It says the nationwide survey of 144 likely U.S. voters comes at a time when the border crisis is weighing on President Joe Biden's approval rating as he campaigns for re-election later this year. A Monmouth University poll released last month showed that just 26% of U.S. adults approve of Biden's immigration policies, while his overall approval rating dropped to a record low of 34%. Let's be clear. What's happening at the border is an invasion. At the invitation of Joe Biden, Senator Tom Cotton, an Arkansas Republican, said. Representative Mary Miller, an Illinois lawmaker who was part of a congressional delegation that toured key ports of entry last week, called for lawmakers to cut off funding to the government until Biden administration secures the border. Border Patrol officers encountered over 300,000 illegal immigrants crossing into the U.S. in December. And amongst them, you have Israelites of the tribe of Issachar. And guess what? This land also belonged to Issachar. So they're not so-called illegal. They're natives along with Gad and Reuben of this continent, an all-time high. Illegal crossings have surged since Biden took office in January of 2021 and began dismantling the immigration policies of his Republican predecessor, former President Donald Trump. The Biden administration is on pace, to have more than 12 million illegal migrant encounters during his 4-year term. Man, the Lord's bringing a lot of Israelites here to America, man, to receive judgment and to also be used as spirits of vengeance to execute judgments during the times of Jacob's trouble. Okay, wherein a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. It says it right here in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 18. For because of their pride, refer to 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50, around there, 4, I believe, the city shall be troubled. So because of the people's pride, the city shall be troubled. Because it is the people that comprises the city, thus making it a city. And so by default, the people are going to be the ones that are going to be troubled. Why? Because of their pride. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Weren't there recent reports of migrants breaking into certain stores and stealing out about over $5,000 worth of goods and something like that? Breaking into people's homes, their stores and businesses, and taking all their food and clothing and stuff like that over the past several months since they came. There's been protests over these migrants, man. So the cities have been troubled. The people have been troubled. It says the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Why? Because iniquity shall abound in those days. And because iniquity shall abound, according to St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 12, the love of many shall wax cold. Therefore, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. It refers to Jeremiah chapter 15, who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? But shall destroy their house. Because guess what? 2/3. Most are not going to have pity upon 2/3 during the time of Jacob's trouble. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil, which means to take. Now, who's the sword? What is the sword? According to Psalm chapter 17, verse 13, the sword is the wicked. Who, according to Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, is Esau, Edom, whose blessing was and is a sword, according to Genesis, the 25th chapter, which comes in the form of the modern day gun, including their technology. So the Lord's going to use his sword, whose blessing was and is the sword, which comes in the form of the modern day gun, his military, his technology, to execute great judgments upon 2/3, who say that the evils shall not overtake nor prevent them, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, which is what? Famine and for great tribulation. So all these things are coming, man. Evils and only evils. Evils, as Ella Hawad would say. Man, you don't want to listen. Then you're gonna feel, man. Consequences from Pili and Keys. Oh man, you gotta have fun, man. It says Border Patrol officers intercepted 172 nationals who appeared on the FBI's terrorism watch list in the past fiscal year, compared with 14 combined during Trump's 4 year in office. DJ Trump, aka Nero, who is polling as the leading Republican presidential candidate for November's election, has vowed to launch the largest deportation operation in American history if voters send him back to the White House. So this guy, man, this guy's a character. Senator Marsha Blackburn and other Republican lawmakers have pointed out that while the Biden administration pleads unsuccessfully to get more help from Mexico in slowing the migrant influx, the president has sued the state of Texas for trying to help secure its part of the border. The administration has fought the state in court to remove border barriers and sued Texas last week. Hey, and that's like a whole country in itself, man, the state of Texas, over a new law enabling local police to arrest migrants for entering the country illegally, and this concludes your article. And I'll conclude the lesson here. Just got it from the plantation, so I'll come back, Lord willing, and do another lesson about desire later on. So for now, I'll conclude the lesson here. To the elect, I say Shalom.